everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of the PubTriviaExperience. My name is Chris's lovely wife, Leah, and I will be moderating today's trivia game. Now, if this is the first time you've tuned into our show, first off, welcome. We're glad you're here. Secondly, today's game is going to be formatted a little bit differently than our other games are. We're recording this game on March 5th, and in 5 short days, it'll be our Podmaster Chris's birthday. So we have a very special game planned in his honor tonight. But before we get into the actual game, let's say hello to the friends that are joining us today. Let's start with Chris, since this is the reason why we're all here. My lovely husband, Chris. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're drinking, and how old you're going to be.
What the hell is going on?
Let us all
so
point
lost.
and laugh at him.
I'm so lost. I'm doing well. I'm Chris. I'm a Pisces, obviously.
Is that the fish? It's
Yes,
the fish one. Okay.
I think it's the fish. I am drinking. It is a lovely night for a bottle kill. I am killing my bottle of Eagle Rare Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is my last pour, and it's a healthy pour. But once this is done, I don't know how long this recording is going to go for, but if I do finish this, I will be moving on to some George Dickel 9-year Sour Mash Bourbon, a private barrel selected for Sunshine Liquor right here in Palm Harbor, Florida. And I'm going to start drinking now, and I'll let you keep talking.
Great. Well, we are glad you are here, Chris. Let's move over to our friends Marissa and Jeff. Marissa, let's start with you. What you drinking tonight? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have my usual. I bet you can't guess what it is. It's Peach Crown and some Zevia cream soda.
Nice. Sounds awesome. Very refreshing sounding.
It is.
All right, and then let's move over to who I have in my notes as Jed, but I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be Jeff. I typed this up very quickly about 5 minutes ago, so I apologize if I say the wrong stuff. So Jeff or Jed, how you doing tonight? What are you drinking?
Well, I'm good. I've had worse names, so Jed is in a long line of names. I am drinking. Well, we mentioned Sunshine Liquors earlier, right here in Palm Harbor. I'm actually drinking their Rebel Distillers Collection pick, and it is delightful. I have a full glass. Let me rephrase that. I had a full glass, and in the 5 to 10 minutes we've been talking, I think a third of it disappeared. I don't know what happened. So I think we're in for a good night.
So, Leah, I do have some good news, is that you're actually not too far off, because I do have it on good authority that earlier today, Jeff was, in fact, out shooting at some food, and up from the ground came a bubbling some crude. So, Jed is actually pretty accurate there.
I don't know what any of that means that you just said.
Oh, Chris, that was such a forced joke.
It was.
Yep.
Oh, God, Luke Skywalker couldn't have made that.
I think the name fits. I did buy my first pair of Walmart sweatpants today. So.
That's right.
All right, so let's move on over to our friends in Alabama. Let's start with Nikki. How you doing? Are you drinking anything exciting tonight?
I'm doing good. Well, I don't know if it's exciting, but I'm spending some time with my my favorite boyfriend, Mr. Jack Daniels, and some Coke Zero. I guess it's Coke Zero Sugar. They changed the name, but I still just call it Coke Zero because I don't understand the sugar thing. But yes, yeah. Coke Zero and some Jack.
Sounds yummy. All right, and let's finish it off with Mike. What do you have in your hand today?
Well, I thought, since in honor of our guest of honor, who has unfortunately not been able to imbibe beer recently, I thought about going for a beer that he doesn't like to not make him wistful. And so I was going to go with something like an IPA or something like that. But then it was actually really cold here today, so I went for a Imperial Stout. This is from the Westbrook Brewing Company out of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. This is their 10th anniversary beer. It is a peanut butter, hazelnut, and marshmallow stout. It is basically like drinking a cookie, and it is fantastic.
beers sound like dessert. Like
They
really do.
pretty much are. Like I basically drink, especially during winter months, they're all basically like vanilla, chocolatey, like different kinds of things, and really, really.
I'm gonna just
sweet
start putting
and
little
tasty.
pink umbrellas in your beer and just.
I am secure enough in my masculinity to allow that. That's fine.
I got my Jack and Coke.
I'll
He's
still drink
peanut
it.
marshmallow.
This is basically fluffernutter beer. I just realized that.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Mm.
I just had an idea for a brewery. We're going to call it the Westboro Baptist Brewery, and our first beer is going to be the Big Gay IPA.
That is incredible.
I think we could get sued over that.
I
I
feel
don't
like that's
care.
very controversial.
That's not controversial at all.
No, no, I am totally on board with that.
All right, so since nobody else knows what format we're gonna use today, I'm gonna go over and let everyone know how today's game is gonna work. So since today's game is all about Chris, he will be the only contestant playing today. Hence why you need
What the serious?
you need a pen and a piece of paper in front of you. All right.
Poor
The
Chris.
good news here is that means I technically can't lose to Mike.
Yeah, I'm giving you a win for this one, so your winning percentage is gonna go up no matter what. So we all have created rounds of questions somehow related to you in some way. So we're going to each take turns in our rounds asking you our questions. Now, the difference is that if you don't know an answer, you may use a phone a friend, in which case you can ask any one of the other panelists here for some help answering the question. Now, the only person who obviously cannot answer the question is the person who wrote the question. But you are allowed to use one phone a friend for each round if you want to. If you want to just talk it out with someone. We will go in the order in which we first introduced ourselves. So I'm going to do my round, then Marissa, then Jeff, then Nikki, and then Mike. Does anyone have any questions about how tonight's game is going to go? Chris, thank you so much for raising your hand. That's awesome. Thank you for being so patient. What is your question?
Not a question, more of a comment. I really don't think our listeners want to listen to me talk out a bunch of answers for an hour and a half.
Sure.
What
they
the hell do you
will.
think they've been doing for the last 100-some episodes?
They're gonna love it. This is gonna be
Touche.
our highest listened to episode because they just want to hear you talk
I would not
more.
be surprised.
Oh, Lord, I'm taking my pants off for this. Let's go.
Okay.
You're
Surprised
wearing
you started with
pants?
on.
I have my Walmart sweatpants on, thank you.
Yeah. Starting a trend.
Yo,
Yeah, and so everyone's round is a little different. I didn't give them any parameters. I just said make a round. You can make every question worth 1,000 points if you wanted to. Everyone may have a different format, different topics, whatever. So it's just free flowing tonight. So whatever we want to do. Oops, my bad. Okay. So my first round, or my first question, this is going to be general knowledge round. And my first question in my round is in sea animals. Okay. So how many tentacles does a squid have?
I don't
You
know.
get to talk it out. Isn't that exciting? That's your favorite thing. You love talking out answers.
How many questions are in your round so I know when to use my damn lifeline?
I have 4 with a bonus 5th. You're not going to need help with the 5th one, though, so really just 4.
Okay, so a squid, you said?
A squid.
Like, I don't know. I think I remember somewhere reading that one of these animals, I think it was an octopus, has 7 legs and a giant penis. So I don't think that helps me here.
I didn't ask how many penises this animal had.
An octopus has 3 hearts. Thank you, Finding Dory.
yeah, that one still hurts.
We didn't know that one.
Nope.
I don't know, and I don't know that any of my friends here are going to have a better guess to help me, so I'm just going to lock in. And so hold on. I've seen movies where it's like the squid comes out, and now the only thing in my head is Cthulhu, and that's not helping me at all. I'm going to say it's like an octopus and say a squid has 8 legs.
Okay, so you locked in with 8 eggs, the correct answer.
No, 8 legs, not 8 eggs.
Legs, sorry. So the correct answer is 10. So the squid has 10 tentacles. 8 are short with suckers on the undersides, and 2 are elongated with spatulate shaped ends. Suckers are only on the ends of the longer tentacles.
I don't know. I see a sucker on the left-hand side of my screen right now.
Happy birthday,
And he's
Chris.
got a finger.
Feel dumb.
Yeah,
It's only the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, and each of my questions are going to be worth 5 points.
Okay.
Whatever. I just made that up. I don't know.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Drew Carey gonna sue somebody.
Now, if one of us knows the answer and like Chris gets it wrong, or are we able to like say the answer? Or
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll check in with you guys if he gets it wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
When?
When? Just if we feel like we need to jump in.
Yeah. Pretty sure all of us knew that squids had 10 tentacles, so
Yeah, makes sense.
it's very easy for me to pretend now that I know that
Yeah,
I knew it
I
all
absolutely knew. Absolutely.
All right.
What is sea animal? What do they have to do with Chris? Sea animals.
Doesn't not necessarily have to do anything with
I
Chris.
thought it was okay. I thought we were like.
Well, no, yeah, you'll know when I get to question number 5.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
That's when
So
I'll release it,
she's
yeah.
doing like a
Ooh,
YA
I
theme.
see.
Okay.
He has a C on his cap, so
All right. So, question number 2 in my general knowledge round is in Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Are you ready? As he gives me the thumbs up. Okay. Constellations are basically big groups of stars that have imaginatively been linked together to depict mythological creatures, animals, and objects from mankind's past. Which constellation was first referenced in the Iliad and the Odyssey and represents a legendary hunter?
Oh, so I've asked the question on this show that which constellation represents a hunter. I think I'm not sure it's raising a bow and arrow or raising a shield, but I'm pretty sure that's Orion.
You were locked in with Orion. That is correct.
Woohoo!
Nicely done.
I'll drink to that.
Nicely done. Yeah, I read the thing the other day about the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I was like, well, that's cool, but I was like, that's like way too vague. I was like, I gotta add something in there that people could get to the answer for. But nicely done, so you get 5 points for that.
People being Chris, of course.
Yeah. Exactly.
I need more context clues.
Well, I know how you like the context clues, so I need to try to get better at putting them in things.
ha ha.
Okay, so question number 3 is today's Father and Son's Day. Your question is, Li Zhongfan was an athlete and philosopher whose son often studied his techniques. He is commonly known by what name?
What was he? He was a philosopher and what else? An artist? Athlete?
Li Zhongfan.
I don't know. So like the person that comes to mind is like Bruce Lee, and his son is known as Brandon Lee. May he rest in peace. So I'm gonna. There's 4 questions. This is my 3rd one. Any of my friends have any idea here? Because my head's going Brandon Lee, and I don't think that's right. Philosopher and Bruce Lee don't seem to fit at all. But athletes, and this does sound decidedly East Asian. No one?
Are you going to phone a friend?
I don't know. They're all saying no. So I'm going to say Brandon Lee and just take my L.
Okay, so you went with Brandon Lee. Your correct answer is Bruce Lee.
She was looking for the father, not the son.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll give it to you, though.
I'd give it to him, yeah.
So basically he was the founder of the Jeet Kune Do, which is a hybrid martial arts philosophy that was drawn from different combat disciplines. So that's where the philosopher comes from. It wasn't like philosopher like, is there a god? It was like my philosophy on
Fighting.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's where it came from. But nice job. I'm giving you the 5 points there. Because you gave me enough information to know that you knew what we were talking about. Okay, and then my final question before you get your bonus 5th one is in the category of what shape is this?
What's the name of this shape?
What shape is defined as a quadrilateral with 1 pair of parallel sides?
Okay, so quadrilaterals, 4 sides, 1 pair is parallel. Those aren't parallel. They're not always parallel. They're always going the same direction. I have a guess, but I do want to hear from Marissa.
Oh, dear. Why me? Because I'm blanking on the name of this.
Is it?
We
what,
just talked about this yesterday.
I know,
We haven't.
we
You guys can
literally
talk
did.
out loud, so.
trapezoid comes to mind.
I believe it is a trapezoid, yes.
Okay, I'll go trapezoid.
Okay, and your correct answer is trapezoid. Nicely done. So Chris picks up 15 out of 20 magical points in my round. And then for your bonus, I'm going to give you 10 bonus points if you can tell me what all these categories have in common. Do you need me to read off the categories again?
I think they're all Cocomelon songs.
Yes, they are all Cocomelon songs. That's how I came up with my questions. Was I watched a lot of Cocomelon, and I was like, "Can I make this into a round for Chris?"
To be clear,
That
we
is-
have a daughter. That's why she watches a lot of Cocomelon.
Today is Father and Son's Day.
That's brilliant, Leah.
Wow.
So yay! So you get 10 bonus points. So you get 25 points coming out of round one. Nicely done, Christopher.
Well done, Chris. Yeah, would not have gotten that at all. We've managed to avoid the Cocomelon thing.
She's watched some of it, but it's she likes the songs.
I've managed to avoid the Cocomelon thing.
That's all right. Wait till you get into Paw Patrol.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh, I'm
Or
excited.
Peppa
about
Pig.
that.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that's
Fortunately,
gross.
she watched like half of an episode of Peppa Pig, and like she said the toddler equivalent of "What the fuck is this?" and never showed any interest again.
I wish
that's
Ellie
good.
would do that.
Well, I think it's just like the rite of passage for any parent is having to deal with a child's fixation on something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
For years to come, our poor parents had to do it too.
It's true.
Okay,
Barney.
This is true.
so you have 25 points going into Marissa's round. Go ahead, Marissa, take it away.
All right. Chris, we've got a few of your favorite things for this round.
Disney, Hobbit.
No, this is not Disney. This is not Disney
Math.
related.
Bullshit.
You just got a trapezoid. That's like a math question.
That's true.
Question number 1. The United States did not host the Olympic Games until the Summer Games in 1904. What Midwest city was the first to host the Games?
Ooh, what a good question.
I've heard of this. Midwest city. And this is back before I think the summer and the winter games split, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't think that split actually happened till later. I don't even know if there were winter games back then. I have no idea. 1904, Midwest city. I think I remember. I know Chicago had the World's Fair. I thought I remember St. Louis hosting the Olympics at some point, though. I don't remember Chicago hosting the Olympics. But Chicago would have been a bigger city than St. Louis, and being that, I'm a giant Cubs fan, I can't go away from Chicago, even though her husband is the world's biggest Cardinals fan. I'm still going to go Chicago and hope I don't lose points.
take his points away.
You should have gone
Is it St. Louis?
with St. Louis.
I've heard that. I didn't have enough in there to justify it.
Yeah. Question number 2. What 2 founding fathers and former presidents died within hours of each other on July 4th, 1826? 5 points for each name.
That would be friends turned rivals turned rekindled friends again, and the last words are often misquoted as bitter, but they actually weren't bitter. It was relief. It is John Adams and Thomas Jefferson.
And you're picking up 10 points.
It's my favorite story, by the way. The story of them rekindling their friendship after years of being estranged is it's a great story. If you haven't had a chance to go read on it, do that.
Number 3. Thor's Well, a naturally formed hole in the west coast town of Yachats, located near Cape Perpetua, appears to be bottomless. It is only estimated to be about 20 feet deep. In what state can this optical illusion of endlessness be found?
Okay, so I'm using my context clues here. So Cape means that if it's West Coast, it's on the West Coast. So this limits it to 5 because Cape limits it to, well, I guess technically 5, right? It's Hawaii, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and California. Those are the only 5 West Coast states.
No capes. Sorry.
Thor's Well. So that leads me Norwegian, but I don't know of any states with big Norwegian influences out there. You said it's Cape Perpetua? Is that what you said it was?
That is correct.
It's early to use my phone a friend, but I think I'm going to phone Jeffrey and see if he has any idea. Jeff, I'm leaning towards Oregon, but the numbers scream California because it's a lot bigger. And I don't think that it would be Alaska. You have any idea?
The only context I have is that the first question was about St. Louis, and Marissa really likes Washington. So maybe she wrote this one about herself, because these are a few of your favorite things, even though St. Louis is clearly not. I don't know. I feel like I would have known if this was something in California.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was... Maybe there's just too many other natural wonders going on in California. Like, fires, earthquakes, all those wondrous things.
I've been to some craft breweries in Washington, and those are actually very, very top-notch.
Okay.
That doesn't help me here, but yeah, I'm going to go with Jeff and say Washington.
You should have gone with your instinct on this one. You'll find this in Oregon.
Oh, so close.
Cheers to that.
Yep.
I'll drink to that. I have moved on to
That was some good friend phone in there.
I have moved on to the Dickel, by the way, and I've gone back and forth on this, and I don't know I'd ever buy this bottle again, but I actually am glad that I bought it because everything they make is just very unique tasting, so I'm going to drink this.
Good plan. That's what it's made for.
All right. Question number 4. This ambitious founding father saw Paterson, New Jersey as the perfect location for the American Industrial Revolution to thrive.
So, using my context clues here, ambitious leads you to a couple of founding fathers, but the one that's known to me, at least more in Philadelphia than anywhere else, is Benjamin Franklin, and Philadelphia is around New Jersey. So I'm going to go the original OG pimp, Ben Franklin.
Chris, did you get anything in the mail recently?
A bill?
Oh, you didn't get my package?
Oh, son of a bitch. Is it Alexander Hamilton?
Your correct answer is the $10 founding father, Alexander Hamilton.
Why the hell? Nothing good happened to him in New Jersey.
No, but everything's legal in New Jersey.
That's true.
Including incest. I actually found that out the other day. I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was a random.
That was totally random. I just have... I came across one of those cracked.com lists about like state stereotypes, and it was actually like, for some reason people associate this type of thing with Alabama, but it's actually illegal in Alabama. You know where it's not illegal? New Jersey. And I was like, I am bookmarking that fact, and I'm saving it for an opportune moment. And that just felt like it. And this is a very strong beer, so I apologize.
And I've got one more question for you, Chris.
Oh, my Lord.
What is the easternmost state in the United States?
Okay, this is a trick freaking question. Because the Aleutian Islands go so far west, they pass the what's that freaking line called? But technically, the tip of the Aleutian Islands are the easternmost point in the United States. The answer, I believe, is Alaska.
And you are correct. The Aleutian Islands cross over, I believe it's the Prime Meridian.
Wow.
Is it the Prime Meridian?
I believe so.
I think it is.
I thought it was the date time.
Oh, maybe
it's
it
either
is.
that or the international date
Is it
line.
the
I don't know.
international
Yeah.
date line? Maybe. No, the
Date
Prime
line.
Meridian is on
The Prime
the-
Meridian bisects the Earth, though, so that
Yeah.
makes more sense.
But I think
It
it's
could be
the
either.
international date line.
Well, if you ever looked at the
opposite equator.
Yep.
yeah, the international date line, like the prime meridian goes straight down. The international date line's all kinds of fucked up. Like it goes like every which way.
Yeah, like goes all kind of crooked. Yeah. So you're picking up another 10 points. Now,
I'll
can
take
you tell me what this round was about?
There were Oh my God, no! Hold on. St. Louis, Oregon, Hamilton, Alaska. These are all places Chris has been in his life.
You've been to Hamilton?
Just about to say it. Damn it.
We have
I have seen Hamilton
twice.
twice.
So technically,
Okay,
good
it's
point.
U.S. history and geography. Come on.
Oh.
I'm just happy I got my 2 right. I'm gonna take those and just mark it as a win.
Good job.
So
You
how
would have
many-
you would have
so how
had
many
3
points?
if you hadn't listened to Jeff.
That's a good point.
See, you picked up what?
20
10
points.
15 points? 20 points. Awesome. So that puts you at 45 points going into. I don't know if points matter, but I feel like I should keep track. Going into Jeff's round.
Yeah. You just thought you had 45 points.
Can I lose points in your round? 'Cause that'd be an amazing twist.
So my round's a little special. I've got 5 questions and some notes. And I didn't write any of it.
I cannot participate as phone a friend in this round.
Shout out to
Oh my
Marissa. I've been busy.
Here's all the Disney and Hobbit questions I've been dreading.
So my round is 5 questions. Each question has a correct answer total of 7 points and an incorrect answer total of 5 points. Don't fuck this up.
What the hell?
If you say nothing, you get 2, apparently. I don't know. Question number 1.
I didn't write that.
I'm so lost right now.
My round is all about comics. My favorite thing.
Richard Pryor.
No. Your favorite thing.
Not that kind of comics. Good to know.
Not that kind of comics. Question number 1. The publishers at Eastern Color Press, looking for a way to make better use of their idle printing equipment, came up with the idea of printing an 8-page comic section that could be folded down from the large broadsheet to a smaller 9x12 format. In what decade was the first modern comic book printed? You can get an extra 5 points if you name the exact year.
I'm not getting an extra 5 points. Okay, so Action Comics #1 is the first comic I know that kind of came out in this format, but I know like the old westerns. So comics used to be these very much these western stories. And then like Action Comics #1 with the first appearance of Superman was the first one to kind of introduce the superhero genre. But up until that point, even after that point, like they were very heavily dominated in the westerns. And I feel like the western motif went way back into the 1800s. I'm going to guess the 1910s because I would imagine there would have been some other serialized version of this up until that point. And I think the Superman, was the late 20s because it was I think it was in the Depression. I'm going to say the 1910s. I'm going to guess my grandfather's birth year of 1918.
Well, that was a great guess. The modern age of comic books actually started in the 1930s, specifically in 1933, with the first modern comic book, Famous Funnies. It was actually just a reprinting of other newspaper comic strips from previous years.
Now I'm curious when Action Comics #1 came out. Hold on.
1938.
You have it on the wall behind you.
That was 1938. Oh my God, that was later than I anticipated. But it was still in the middle of the Great Depression. Am I wrong there? I think it was. Yeah.
No, you're right. The 20s would not have been in the middle of the Great Depression.
No, the Roaring. Damn it. I'm gonna keep
Yep,
drinking.
Action Comics #1, June 1938. All right, that's a negative 5 points right there.
I thought I got 5 points for wrong answers.
No, that was a negative 5 points.
These rules keep changing on me.
That's the plan. Question number 2. Who is the only character to have been members of both the Avengers and the Justice League?
Okay, there's two ways to look at this. It's Captain Marvel. It's got to be Captain Marvel because that was Shazam's name before. And Captain Marvel in the comics Marvel universe is Carol Danvers, and that's Billy Batson in the DC universe. So Captain Marvel is my answer.
Captain Marvel. Great answer. But I feel like you probably should have gone and asked your wife this question, because the answer is Hawkeye.
I formal protest.
That's fine. That's the answer I have here, and that is the answer that Google gives me when I confirm it. As the only character...
Is Shazam not in the Justice League? Captain Marvel's definitely in the Avengers.
Right, but I stepped away for a second. What was the question?
The question is, who is the only character to have been both members of both the Avengers and the Justice League?
So, I
Maybe
can't speak to character, but I know that I think when you're talking about Shazam, Chris, I think they actually changed his name from Captain Marvel. Isn't that correct?
They did. That's why I thought like Captain Marvel would kind of walk both worlds. But
that's why
maybe
he
was Shazam when he actually joined the. There are. Okay. Oh my God! I'm gonna talk to Urbaner. There are JLA comments out there that include Shazam, so that's why I kind of included him in that. Maybe he's not a formal member of the Justice League, or maybe he wasn't when he was called Captain Marvel.
Right.
I would love to know
Makes
how
sense.
Hawkeye is in there. Like how.
Or maybe his question is, because are they, like, is the question, like, it's the Hawkeye that I know from the Avengers, was that same character in the Justice League? Or was there, Justice League had its own character?
Yeah,
with a
there was
completely
that
different
point
story?
where Marvel and DC crossed over for a brief period.
So it
is-
actually was the same character, not
So-
just the
Same
same
person.
name.
It was
Oh,
the
wow.
actual same character, Clint Barton.
Oh.
Cool!
So the Clint
So hold on.
Barton Hawkeye.
Is there a comic book
was-
out there somewhere where Clint Barton and Oliver Queen have a conversation? Because I really want to read that comic book.
Oh my gosh, that'd
Especially
be
if it's Jeremy
amazing.
Renner and Stephen Amell. Because, like, I'm straight, but damn.
Chris, in terms of conversation, I can't say, but Rule 34 of the internet pretty much guarantees that there's porn out there involved in that.
Oh,
so.
dear.
Especially now that you've spoken it into existence.
Yeah, that's right.
A lovely little fanfic going on.
Yep. Look at that.
I've managed to lose points on Jeff's round / Marissa's round. Just want to throw that out there.
You're now down to 35 points.
Down to 35 points. But on this question, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. What is the Superman logo a Kryptonian symbol for?
So it's not an S. In Man of Steel, I've only read a handful of Superman books. I'm not a huge fan of the character, but in Man of Steel, it's not an S; it's a symbol for hope. So I'm gonna say hope, and hope that Zack Snyder did in fact read some Superman comics before writing that, or it could be David Goyer. I don't even know, but I'm gonna go hope.
Well, it looks like there was a white man that read something correctly somewhere. The correct answer is hope.
Not Hope Van Dyne though.
No. Or Hope Solo.
Oh,
Question number 4.
Phone a friend.
What? Maybe.
There's 4 questions or 5.
There is 2 questions left.
Oh, okay. Never
And I
mind.
believe that if you were going to use a phone a friend, it would probably be on this one. Question number 4 is, what pop star wanted to play Spider-Man in a movie so badly that he attempted to buy Marvel Comics in the 90s?
Let the phone my lovely wife Leah. Okay, so I know, but
Why? I'm reading about how in the Justice League crossover, Hawkeye and Black Canary shared a kiss.
Oh,
that's really messed
Very
up because
juicy.
Black Canary is really close with Oliver Queen Green Arrow. So
I'm just saying, maybe she couldn't get the A gamer, so she settled for the B gamer.
okay, let's talk about this answer though, because that'd be helpful.
I wasn't listening. Something about Spider-Man and a pompous child wanting to buy Spider-Man to become Spider-Man.
Okay, so Marvel had sold the rights to Spider-Man. This is me assuming there's some sort of logic here, and that this person had thought through this particular pop star. But Marvel had sold the rights to Spider-Man well before the 90s because that movie came out, in the early 2000s and had been in development for years with Sony. So this is going to be like 98 or prior. So what male pop stars do you know in that time frame? Presumably, this sounds terrible, but this is before Miles Morales was a big deal, so I'm going to say presumably a white male pop star.
Justin Timberlake, Nick Carter. Those are the two that I've written down.
If either one of them ever played Spider-Man, I would burn every comic book I have.
Well, Nick Carter doesn't have he wasn't really like an actor. Justin Timberlake at least had done some
a Burger King
Mickey
commercial
Mouse
doesn't count.
stuff.
Oh yeah, he was a Mickey Mouse kid, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he became an actor later on, so he probably was maybe trained in some way. And it does seem like something Justin Timberlake would do. However, I don't know if Justin Timberlake is like a nerd.
I think the nerd piece kind of goes out the window here because, what hell? Go to Comic-Con. You're going to see 45-year-old Spider-Man walking around with their beer guts hanging out. I've been to Comic-Con, or at least the ones here, and I can validate that's actually true. I'm not taking a pot shot. That's actually a legitimate argument. JT makes sense.
And Chris Daughtry is very into comics, but he was not a pop star in the 90s. And
He's more of a rock star. He's not a pop star.
Yeah. And then people modern day now, like Justin Bieber and stuff, they were not born yet.
If it's Lou Bega, I'm going to eat my hat.
So would you think it would be a pop star in the 80s? Or a new kid? Or Michael Jackson?
I can't name a... Shit, Michael Jackson's not a terrible guess.
That's so creepy.
It fits.
Because I'm trying to think.
Mike has his hands in his head. His head in his hands.
The label pop star. What? Because we're assuming male. We're assuming white-ish.
We are. Michael Jackson's decidedly not Caucasian, though.
But is there a white-ish pop star in the early 90s?
No, but that, you know what? Hold on, because that could actually be something that Michael Jackson would try to do. I'm actually going to take you on that. I'm going to go Michael Jackson. I think it's before Timberlake. I think because if I'm putting any sort of logic to this at all, the Sony movie I think came out in 2003, which means it would have been in development in the early 2000s, and I don't think NSYNC really hit it big until 99. So I don't know that JT would have had the money to do anything because he was still a part of that boy band in its infancy before all this happened. Older goes Michael Jackson. I'm going Michael Jackson. And I'm losing 5 points.
It took you long enough to get there.
In 1996, with Marvel barely hanging on to fighting bankruptcy, and with the help of Stan Lee as his partner, Michael Jackson tried to put in a bid to buy Marvel.
Oh, thank God that didn't happen.
I would have gone Justin Timberlake.
What pop star did crazy thing? The answer is always Michael Jackson.
That's a good point.
Always.
Also,
And had that kind of money.
Certainly pre-2000, it's always Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's a
would
good
have had
point.
to have crazy money in the 90s, and
Yo,
That's why I went away from JT.
yeah, he did not have it yet. Also, Spider-Man came out in 2002. So.
Yeah, but that would have put it in development back in 98, and that would have been around when New Kids, there you go, when NSYNC first started kind of hitting it big. So JT wouldn't have had money.
does anyone remember seeing the original teaser trailer in theaters for the first Spider-Man movie where he suspended the web between the Twin Towers?
Yes.
It was the summer right before 9/11.
Yeah.
I remember it so distinctly because they had to pull it from, obviously, it was that was a crazy thing. But that's the only reason I can always remember what year that movie came out. It's because I remembered that trailer.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a fucking downer. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. They pulled everything with a
No, they did, but
tower in it. Didn't even need to be those. You have a tower, you're done. Well, you've picked up 7 points.
Woohoo!
We're moving on to our last question here. Who has directed the most MCU movies?
Okay, so let's talk through this logically. So you're saying who, which leads me to think it's one person. The Russo brothers have done Civil War. They have done Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame. So they have done 4. Favreau only did Iron Man 1 and 2. Whedon did two of the Avengers and Age of Ultron. John Watts has done 2. He's slated to do Spider-Man 3, and he's slated to do the Fantastic Four, but those aren't out yet. So John Watts is out. Thor 1 was Kenneth Branagh. Thor 2 was supposed to be, I think it ended up being Alan Taylor, but it was supposed to be Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins, and she
Patty
dropped
Jenkins,
out.
yeah.
What's bothering me here is you're saying MCU, which leads me to the Russo brothers because they've done 4, and there's only 3 heroes in that entirety that have trilogies. You said who? Then who could dictate like an individual or a group? So if I'm going to think outside the box here, Raimi did 3, but those aren't MCU. Pedophile dude, what's his name? Did 2 X-Men movies.
Bryan Singer.
Yes, I know. And then 2 other X-Men movies. No, he didn't do X-Men.
He got kicked off.
He didn't do Dark Phoenix, although that movie was terrible, so it definitely felt like a Singer film. It's got to be the Russo brothers. There's not another answer. It's got to be the Russo brothers. Joe and Anthony Russo.
And you went with the Russo brothers with 2 movies each. Joss Whedon, Jon Favreau, and James Gunn
Yep, I forgot about
are
Gunn.
tied for second.
Yep.
And the Russo brothers are in first with 4.
Wait, didn't Peyton Reed direct both Ant-Man movies?
Yes, he
Shouldn't he
did.
be in there too?
He
Yeah.
should be.
He should, but
Huh.
I didn't put him in there.
I'm just wondering. Just wondering.
I totally wrote these and have any say in what happened here. So just like that, you pick up another 7.
But John Watts will catch that when Fantastic Four comes out. Just throwing that out there because the Russos are done.
They're done.
I know an astrophysicist.
Don't. Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay,
You're not.
so
You haven't watched it. You haven't watched it today. Yet?
Has everyone here seen WandaVision?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
she
Okay,
Nikki has.
that didn't pay off at
Uh-oh.
all.
Don't
Oh,
talk,
it sort of
Chris.
did. I mean, that was how she got the thing that. All right, that's fine. Fair enough.
Sorry, Nikki.
Oh, it's okay. I'll watch it eventually.
So
I'm not gonna remember anything. You
Yeah,
say.
she's fine.
No, it's one.
So-
It's one line that leads you to believe that something's coming, and then it never actually materializes.
yeah, that's true. That was a little weird.
It's almost
you
like
wanna
someone bleach a character
really-
and expecting me to understand what's going on.
If you want to really feel some emotion, convince yourself that last week's episode was actually the series or season finale, and talk about a cliffhanger.
Ha!
I like the
So
finale.
I'm just saying if they finished it last week,
Did you actually think that was the case? And
He
we're like,
did.
I don't-
He did.
I watched last week's episode, finished it, and thought, wow, okay, this will be fun.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're gonna watch it this week, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, so that was something.
I loved
Yo.
WandaVision. I loved every second of that show. It was so
It-
fun.
It has been.
Oh,
It has
yes.
been a lot of fun, for sure.
It was a lot of fun, and then it ended.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, just like that, you are up to 56 points,
Woohoo!
and I'm gonna hand you off to the next person.
Okay, well, I only have 54 points for him, but I'm going to give him 56 because I don't feel like going back and doing the math.
Cool.
So now we are going into Nikki's round. Go ahead, Nikki.
Okay, so my trivia is all from the year Chris was born. So he was born in 1983. So let's see how much you know from your birth year.
It'd be really awkward if I was born in 82.
Oh,
Huh?
she asked
Were you
me
born
to
in
confirm.
84?
No, I was 83. You're right. I was thinking it'd be really
I was
awkward
like-
if you were off by a year.
No, I asked. I was like, I hope I got that right.
She confirmed ahead of time.
Womp womp. Okay. So the first question is sports. So who were the 1983 winning teams of the Super Bowl, World Series, and Stanley Cup? You get 2 points per correct answer.
Damn, I can get 2 of these too.
I would like to phone a friend.
Which is allowed. You haven't phoned him yet.
No, I will go with who haven't I phoned yet? I haven't phoned Nikki's. I'm going to say Nikki for Mike's, and I'm going with Mike now for Nikki's. Okay, so hold on. Let me talk. Never mind. Go ahead.
So it's 1983. So Super Bowl, World Series, and Stanley Cup.
Why no NBA Finals?
It's a good question.
I'm sorry.
Is that Mike? Is that the Dodge? Is that the
basketball,
Kirk
stupid.
Gibson? That's not Kirk Gibson. That's 88, right?
It depends on which Kirk Gibson time you're talking about. But he when he was with the Tigers was 84 and Dodgers was 88. But either way, it's not 83.
Okay. So help me here, 'cause I don't know. I know it's not the Cubs. Pretty sure it's not the Marlins.
It's hard to believe based on the way the teams are now, but Washington sports and Washington D.C. area sports actually had a pretty good year that year. The Orioles won the World Series and the erstwhile Redskins won the Super Bowl.
All right. I don't suppose there's
now,
any chance the Capitals.
I will
won
say with the caveat of it might have been the 83 team Redskins, but won it in 84. So I could be off by a year because football is always weird that way. I know nothing about hockey, so I would guess like the Red Wings because that's your best bet. Or
why can't I think of his name now? The quarterback came from the Bucks, went there.
No. Doug Williams was much later. He was 88.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, Theismann was the
early.
quarterback. It was really John Riggins' year. He ran all over the opposition.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the.
And now I'm worried. That might have been the year the L.A. Raiders beat the Redskins as the first wild card team to win the Super Bowl. But I'd stick with the Redskins. I think that's right. I think that was the year before.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Washington football team, the Baltimore Orioles. 83 in the NHL, like
could be Edmonton. Gretzky
that's what I'm
was
thinking. Like that's around the. He didn't leave for the Kings until the late 80s, right?
Late 80s. Yeah, he was big in Edmonton at that time.
So I'm going to go with the Edmonton Oilers, the Washington football team / Redskins, and the Baltimore.
The Orioles is the one I know for certain, 100%.
Okay. So are we?
Sorry, I kind of stepped
you
on
guys
Chris while he was
confirm?
talking. So.
Okay.
What Mike said.
So yes. So you guys did get 2 out of 3. The Washington Redskins did win in 1983. The Baltimore Orioles won in 1983, and your Stanley Cup champs were the New York Islanders. So
Really?
Who actually beat the Oilers?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Would never gotten there in a million years.
Yeah.
No
Well,
chance
so when
in
I
hell.
saw this question, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like I was like Redskins and the Orioles. That was a good year.
It was, yeah.
It's a good year for
Even
Mike.
though you were 2.
I was too. Yes, sports fans, I'm older than Chris.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
You also have more wins against me, but hey.
You're working on that.
Okay. So the next category is movies. What was the highest grossing film of 1983?
I don't know when it came out. Like, I don't know at what. So I know 77, 80, 83 are the Star Wars films. I don't know when Return came out, but it's got to be Return of the Jedi. It has to be.
I think they came out in May.
Like, yeah, Return of the Jedi, because I think E.T. is a year or two later. I know E.T. was a huge movie that year, but it's got to be Return of the Jedi, right?
Yes, the correct answer is Return of the Jedi. And weird enough, the second one was Terms of Endearment.
Oh yeah. Well,
E.T.
Terms of
like
Endearment
E.T.
won the. No, E.T. was the year before,
E.T.
Yeah.
was
and then Terms
82.
of Endearment won the Academy Award that year.
Yeah.
That was a huge movie.
Yeah, but Terms of Endearment was number 2. But
Okay.
yeah, definitely was Return
Yes.
of the Jedi with a bullet.
yeah, yes, kids. There was a time in cinema where the top 2 films of the year could be Return of the Jedi and Terms of Endearment.
There's only one
I
Return.
I guess I didn't think Terms of Endearment. I guess it did win the. I guess it was a big movie. I just didn't think of it being a big movie, but I guess it was.
So how many
Okay.
points does he pick up for that one?
Oh yeah.
Just make up
he,
a
so
number.
he picked up 4 for the first one. I'm gonna do 2 points per question, so he picked up 2 for the second.
Okay.
Woohoo!
All right. And then the next category is business. Which major communications company was founded in 1983?
I feel like AT&T is older than that, but like I think. Okay, hold on. AT&T, I thought was one of the people that bought Pac Bell at some point. No. AT&T is one of those that had the monopoly investigation before '83, so it can't be AT&T. And you said telephone company.
Communications.
Okay, my wife has been paying attention, and I've been drinking instead.
Sorry, I'm just trying to help.
No, that's very helpful. I appreciate that.
If you can come up with the biggest internet company from 1983, I'll be impressed.
I'm pretty sure it was Department of Defense.
Whose? You know what? So there's two that kind of come to mind, like communications companies that come to mind. There's Sprint and their Verizon, because those both seem like decidedly like they were big in the 90s, which means they might have been founded around the 80s. And being that I have a phone here with Verizon, I'm going to go Verizon, but I think the answer might be Sprint.
Well, the answer is Verizon Communications, so good job.
Well done. Well done.
All right, so 2 points for that one. All right, so the next category is history. What was the historical find of the century that turned out to be a hoax by a clever forger? And this was in 1983.
I forgot we were doing 1983 there for a second, because I know like the find of the century, I think, was King Tut's tomb back in like the 1912. Not that. You know what's coming to mind right now is that freaking dude in Georgia who claimed he caught a freaking Yeti and kept him in a freezer in his garage.
Oh my lord, that's a thing.
Oh yeah,
He might have been a forger.
he was a forger. It was definitely not a Yeti. But that was like a couple of years ago.
Did he like murder someone and then keep them in a freezer until they looked all like?
No.
I don't know. That's weird.
Okay. Can you repeat the question one more time so I can try and get my head around it?
Yeah. So
Bourbon
what was
brain.
the historical find of the century that turned out to be a hoax by a clever forger? And this was kind of considered like the first big fake news story. Like,
Oh, it's Bat Boy. No, no readers. What I don't know what World News Today or whatever that was.
I liked it. News of the World, right?
That's what it is. News of the World.
Or- Yeah.
So find leads me to believe that it's not like Bigfoot. I don't think it's not like really. You would assume that's more of a discovery than a find. So find would be like, for some reason, the things coming to mind are gonna be like, I found the lost city of Atlantis. I found an alien. I found. Did I use my phone a friend or no? I did. I used it on Mike. Damn it, Mike.
I just wanted to be clear that Nikki did say forger and not forager.
yeah, forger, like,
Somebody who writes shit.
yeah, forger.
Sorry. I'm sorry. You're talking like Lost City of Atlantis. I'm like, yeah. Somebody could write the Lost City of Atlantis really well. I'm sorry.
Well, no, but I thought like maybe someone found like I don't know. Never mind.
No, that's fair.
Found a map. They
You're
could have
right.
found a map.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
As
I
I
should
poured
shut
another
up.
glass
Okay.
of bourbon. The George Dickel Sour Mash Whiskey is. I am back on the train, by the way. Big fan for now.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to come up with a better answer than like a crashed UFO or I'm going to say some sort of alien technology. I don't know if you need me to be more specific, but that's going to be my best guess.
Okay, so you're going with like
Jeff,
UFO
I don't know what this
aliens.
Jeff's doing
The correct answer is actually the Hitler Diaries.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay, would not have gotten there at all.
It was a big story. So that someone had basically claimed that they found Hitler's diaries in this crashed plane, and then someone jumped the gun and published it, and they turned out to be a big forger, and it was like this huge like fake news story that like was crazy. It was the big news story of 1983.
I've heard that, like you say that, and now that does ring a bell. So
yeah,
Damn.
All right, and the last question category is television. Nearly 125 million people tuned into the final episode of this popular TV show. In fact, it was during this airing that New York City's sewer system experienced a 6.7 million gallon hike as an estimated 1 million people held it till the ending. Name the TV show.
Oh, that's got to be MASH, right? Like, that's got to be MASH.
Yes, the correct answer is MASH. I just liked that.
I love that. That's fantastic. That reminds me of holding it till the end of the podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Or the end to end game, one or the other.
Oh yeah, the end to end game was
And that's it. That's all for mine.
Nicely done, Nikki.
I still remember holding it till the end of Titanic. I was like, I've sat through 2.5 hours of this bullshit story. All I wanted to do was see the boat crash.
Unpopular opinion, I like Titanic.
I actually like Titanic too, I know.
It's got a good song.
Yes.
Just saying. I'll sing it.
Please do.
Please don't.
Please do.
That's two against one.
I guess, like Celine Dion, our heart will go on to the final round, which is going to be hosted by Mike.
Oh, nicely done, Leah.
And I think Chris has like 66 points or something.
Ooh, I'm gonna stop right now. Then I don't need to play any more games. I have 66 points.
Bullshit! You need to get 3 more points.
So Mike,
I
you
was
have
just
make
about
that
to say I have 5 questions and they're each worth 3/5 of a point. So if you get all of them right,
I'm more a fan of 68. You do me, and I'll owe you one.
all right, fair enough.
I'm done.
Sorry,
Your
Leah, I
mom
trampled
doesn't
on what you were
Your
saying.
mom doesn't listen to this podcast, right?
No,
Okay, thank God.
definitely not. All right, Mike, you can go ahead.
All right, Chris.
I'd like to phone Nikki.
I genuinely contemplated just being mean, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to ask you questions in categories that I know you like. But I will say that I did frame these questions around a very subtle theme. And at the very end, if you want to guess the theme, it's worth an additional 10 points. Each of these questions are going to be worth 5 points. And if you want to guess the theme at the end, it's worth an additional 10 points, okay?
Okay, hold on one second. Jeff, I am working on a special podcast birthday edition Instagram post. If you want to tell our listeners while I post this, if you want to tell our listeners where they can find us on Instagram and the socials, that'd be great.
All right. Well, let me channel my wife over here because she fucking nails this every time, and I'm going to stumble over it like the drunk buffoon I really am.
Okay, I'll do it.
Hey, we're on the internet. Check us out. We're on the Instagram at PubTriviaExperience.com.
Nope.
There's something.
Instagram and Facebook at PubTriviaExperience, Twitter at PubTriviaPod. You can always email us at PubTriviaExperience@gmail.com, or you can go over to our website, PubTriviaExperience.com. You can also find us anywhere that you get podcasts.
Don't forget, leave us a 5-star rating and write us a review, preferably before you listen to this episode.
Chris must be really dreading my questions.
Yes.
No, Chris, I honestly, like I said, reminder, there's a theme you can guess at the end for additional 10 points, but I think overall you're really going to enjoy these questions. They're all in categories for things that I know that you're good at or interested in. So if you're ready, we can begin.
I am ready for your Stanley Kubrick / Alfred Hitchcock question.
None of these questions have anything to do with that. Your first category is in baseball. 4 of the top 5 home run leaders for the Chicago Cubs are Sammy Sosa, Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, and Ryne Sandberg. Who did I leave out?
Okay.
Told you need pencil and paper.
Sammy Sosa, Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, and Rhino. Who did you leave out? All right, who would have had a long enough career with the Cubs to warrant being on that list? Or who was prolific enough to make that list? The name that's I don't know enough about him to say whether or not there's two that come to mind. There's Andre Dawson, but he's in the Hall, I believe, as an Expo. I think he only played like 6 seasons with the Cubs. So I don't think it's him. The other one that comes to mind is a gentleman by the name of Sweet Swingin' Bernie Williams. There you go, Billy Williams, not Bernie Williams. Sweet Swingin' Billy Williams. I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm gonna go Billy Williams.
And Chris guesses Billy Williams. And coming in at number 3rd on the list with 392 home runs, a left fielder for the Chicago Cubs from 1959 to 1974 is Billy Williams. Well done, Christopher.
Number 3rd, I'll take it.
And you were worried. Come on.
Why do you think he doesn't go by William Williams?
I told you I was taking it easy on you.
Why doesn't he go by Billy D, though?
I know. That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
Oh, okay, calm down there, Two-Face. Mike, take us away.
I told you I was taking it easy on you, and I lied. The second question is in presidents. Before the 25th Amendment updated how a vice presidential vacancy would be handled, 4 men served the entirety of their presidencies without a vice president. Honestly, Chris, for most people, I would say name 1 or 2 of these people to get credit. But for you, I want to see if you can name all 4.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you 5 points for each.
Can I ask a clarifying question? In what year was the 25th Amendment passed?
I can look that up for you. I'm not entirely certain, to be completely honest, but I know it was. I'm pretty sure it was like the 1960s. So.
Oh, God.
I do actually. Well, let me look that up for you first.
It was initially ratified in 1967.
1967. Okay, I knew it was post JFK. That was the one thing I knew.
Okay, you said there's 4 that fit this bill that served an entire term without a vice president. So I can cross off William Henry Harrison. Okay.
I do have a hint for you.
I mean, at this point, I'm going to take the hint.
It's not much of a hint, but the hint is that all of these, there is a very distinct pattern to their relationship with their predecessor.
Okay, so the first one that comes to mind, oh God, did that even come to mind? So what's bothering me is there's this whole Washington, Adams, and Jefferson had like the number 2 person that won the election was the vice president.
But you know what? We can change all that. You know why? Because I'm the president.
Yes. So would Jefferson have had a vice president in his second term? Aaron Burr was the first term. That's when he killed Hamilton, went on the run. If I'm not mistaken, he tried to start a coup in Texas. I think that's what he tried to do. Mike, are you shaking your head? Yes, am I right there? Like, I think he had something. He tried to.
He did something like that. Yeah, Aaron Burr was.
He tried to start a rebellion somewhere else so he could become president of a new territory, and then he came back. He ended up serving as a lawyer in New York till he passed. So Jefferson would make sense. Madison and Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, not Tyler. Okay. I can cross over Harrison and Tyler. I can knock 2 off this damn list. I can also knock off Lincoln and Johnson, for God's sake. Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur. Cleveland, Harrison. Okay, so I can actually mark off McKinley and Roosevelt. And I would assume mark off Taft. Because, so McKinley died, Roosevelt became president. Roosevelt left, he did not run after another term, and then Taft became president. So I'm going to mark all three of those off because they were serving. Roosevelt was serving vice president, Taft was serving vice president. You said all four of these have something in common, Mike? Is that what you said?
They do all have something in common, yes. Yes.
With their
For
predecessor,
sure.
though, you said.
They have something, their relationship, quote unquote. I don't know, that might not be the right word, but.
Oh, shit. I'm overthinking this. It's going to be someone who had a president that died before them. Okay, so Andrew Johnson, Harrison Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Johnson. One of them died. Okay, so there's this point in history in the White House where the tap water there was where the water in the White House was terrible, and I know it led to Polk dying young, but he died after he left office. So Harrison and Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, and Lincoln. Who of them died in office? Buchanan was the one that he was the bachelor. I think there's the homosexual rumors about, but I no idea what that's about. And that's not the purpose of this question.
You're not wrong, but that's not the purpose of this question.
No, I'm not, and no, it's not. Okay, so I think what I'm looking for is I'm looking for people that died in office. I'm looking for vice presidents that took over and did not have a president to succeed them. And I believe there's 4 presidents who died in office, and there's 4 that have been assassinated. So John Tyler took over for William Henry Harrison. Andrew Johnson took over for Abraham Lincoln. Teddy Roosevelt would make sense because he took over for William McKinley, who was assassinated. So I'm going to go Roosevelt. Even though I had eliminated him earlier, but that made no sense because he may have only picked up William Howard Taft in his first presidential election. Well, I know Nixon. I know that Kennedy had one. I think Woodrow Wilson was the president who had his wife running the White House while he was sick or something happened to him, so it's not Wilson. Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman. It's not. Oh, shit. Is it Harry S. Truman? Yeah. Okay. So using this logic, I'm going to go with Andrew Johnson. Okay, I'm going to go with last name. Sorry. Johnson, Tyler, Roosevelt, and Truman.
Oh, Chris, you were right there. You had the You had the logic. You had the exact logic. Tyler and Johnson, 100% correct, because they only served one term after their presidents died. Roosevelt was reelected to a second term after he ascended to the presidency. His vice president was Charles Fairbanks. Similarly, Harry Truman, his vice president, I just pulled it up, was Alvin Barkley. So he did not serve the entirety of his presidency without a vice president. The other 2 you were looking for were Millard Fillmore, who served the entirety of his presidency after Zachary Taylor died in office.
I forgot Taylor died in office. He died from the freaking, again,
from the water,
but from the water supply in the White House.
That
was the term of the one. That's what it was. That's the term of the one-term presidents. There was a long period of one-term presidents. I think from Van Buren all the way up to Lincoln. They served one term or less, and that's what I should have focused on.
There was. And who was the one president who was assassinated that you didn't mention?
No, it's hold on. It's Guiteau. It's Garfield.
He was a fat cat. Chester Arthur was his successor. Did not have a second term after that.
Yeah.
So because once they became president, there was no constitutional way for them to have a new vice president, and that's why. But I knew you'd get that. I was very proud of you for figuring out the logic. I had faith in you, man. I had faith. You did great.
I
You did
should
great.
know
You just-
Truman was later. So hold on, which ones did I get right? I got John Tyler right, and I got
You got Tyler and Andrew Johnson. So that's
Okay.
10 points because I gave you 5 points for each one you got right.
Nice. Good job.
And no negative points, unlike Jeff. Although I love that idea.
Now I'm just mad.
That's all right. That's all
I
right, Chris. We
noticed
got
you made the whole table shake when you
we got another question coming up for you. I think hopefully we'll make it a little easier. And I do want to remind you there is a theme running through all of these. It is again a very subtle theme, but I do want to remind you that is there. Your third questions category is in Batman. And now for something completely different. In the comics, 5 different characters have assumed the role of Robin over the years. The most recent was Damian Wayne, who is the genetically engineered son of what 2 other characters in the Batverse?
Do you need first names or no?
I will take last name. At least in one case, I might need a full name.
That's what I was worried about. Okay, so Damian Wayne, I believe, is the son of. Oh, this is what's bothering me. I think he's Bruce Wayne's son. I think he's legitimately Bruce Wayne's son. I think it's Talia al Ghul. But what's bothering me is I didn't read that version. Like I hope you were going to ask me like who are the 5 Robins, and I'd be like, oh, I got this ready, locked and loaded. Let's go. I was even going to name Carrie Kelly, bitch, but like, damn it. I think it's Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul is my best guess. I don't know if maybe like she cheated on him and it's some secret way to get someone into the Bat family who's with the last name of Al Ghul, but my best guess is Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul.
And Chris is picking up however many points I assigned to these questions that I've already forgotten because I didn't write it down. That was well done. I almost asked you, at least according to Wikipedia, who the only female Robin was. Would you have known that one?
Carrie Kelly.
Oh, see, according to Wikipedia, it's Stephanie Turner.
No. That's
She was
Jodie
both.
Sweetin.
What's that?
That's Jodie Sweetin from Full House. Stephanie Turner.
Was it? I thought it was Stephanie. It was Stephanie
Stephanie
something.
Tanner.
Anyway, I didn't.
I know. I'm trying to make a joke here. Leave me alone.
I know. I got you. I got your joke. I did.
No, you're right. So yeah, Carrie Kelly's not quote unquote canon, but she is the Robin in Batman Returns, Dark Knight Returns. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Duh. Yes, which I did read. So. All right, Chris, and your fourth question is in
Phone
geography.
a friend, Nikki. You laugh all you want. Get up here. I need help.
Not at all. I hate geography.
You're gonna phone her for geography?
Should have phoned her for Batman.
Honestly, Chris, as bad as I am as geography, this actually might be a really easy question because I just don't know. But what we do know is that geography is literally just bodies of water. But can you name the only capital city in Europe that is not situated on a body of water? The only capital city in Europe that is not situated on a body of water.
Oh, in Europe.
In Europe.
Oh, thank God.
Not the whole world. Oh, God.
I thought for some reason in my head I'm going Asia. I'm like, what the hell is the capital of Mongolia?
How many boards would the Mongols hordes if the Mongol hordes got bored?
Nikki, you've been to Europe. I've never been to Europe. That's more than I can say.
No, but I'm bad with like capitals and stuff. I don't know. It's got to be something kind of in the middle that has no water. So.
Mike, when you say body of water, your rivers are included in that, right?
Rivers are included. Yes.
So, Nikki, I don't think it's Greece. I don't think it's Athens. No laughing there. Sorry. I don't know.
But like, I'm just trying to. I don't know.
Yes, you do. Think about it.
Okay, so
Jeff seems to know.
I don't know rivers in Europe. I feel like there's a river that runs. There's definitely a river that runs through Paris.
Yeah, it's not Paris or.
It's not.
I don't think it's London. I mean, there's stuff over there.
No, there's definitely a river through
Yeah.
London. I feel like there's a river through Madrid as well.
Yeah.
I think Libsyn's on the coast. I could be wrong there. Berlin? I don't know if there's a river through Berlin. So Helsinki, Stockholm's on the coast. Helsinki, I think, is on the coast. And I'm blanking on the capital of Norway, but Norway is pretty much all coastline, so I'm assuming the capital of Norway is on the coast.
I'm just trying to remember, and I'm just trying to think about places that I.
So the Balt. Oh shit! I don't know if it's on a river or not, but Bosnia and Herzegovina, the capital is Sarajevo. Is it Sarajevo? But the entire the coast to whatever that sea is that separates Italy from that part of formerly Yugoslavia, like all of Croatia cuts off the border between Bosnia and Herzegovina and that sea. I don't know what that sea is called. Is it Aegean Sea? Adriatic Sea. Okay. See,
It's one of the A's.
No, everyone knows more about geography than me. Good to know.
Yeah.
I know nothing about geography, so this was the wrong thing.
I just don't know if it's on a body of water, but Bosnia and Herzegovina, I would assume the capital is Sarajevo. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Capital of Syria. I don't.
Sarajevo is where Franz Ferdinand was assassinated. That started World War One. I know that. And I know that I love the fact that freaking Croatia hogs the coastline. Bosnia and Herzegovina only have one little 3-mile piece that touches the Adriatic Sea, and they don't even have a city there. But I don't know. Oh.
I know Prague was coming to my mind, but then I think there was some. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just trying to remember if we saw some water. But
I think there's a river that runs through Prague.
Yeah, there is a river there. I mean, it was just because it's kind of in.
Okay, so what are the other what's the cap? I don't even know what the capital city in Romania is. It's not Slovakia because I feel like Slovakia is right there. What about is Warsaw the capital of Poland?
Yeah, but I don't think it's Poland.
Okay, it's not Hungary. I don't think. I'm pretty sure is it Brussels the capital of Hungary? I don't even know. My Lord.
No, there's definitely. I mean, there's water in Brussels.
Okay. I don't think so the Baltics are out, Estonia and all that are out. Because all three of those situated on the sea up there.
Well, stop giving me that look. I know you're going to tell me I'm going to.
No, I would have had.
Know it.
I would have legitimately no clue on this question if I hadn't written it.
Yeah. It's nowhere. I don't think it's anywhere I've been in Europe because everywhere I saw had some kind of water. So, a river.
Oh shit! What about I just asked this question on the last episode, but what about Luxembourg is in the corner or on the. Nikki, what about Vatican City or San Marino?
I mean, I don't think so because Vatican City. No, it would still be. Pretty much. I think all of Italy is not gonna. it's all gonna be considered. On
Vatican
water.
City is outside of Rome, right?
Yeah. Because Vatican City, it's not really. I guess it's a capital, but I don't know if it counts as a capital.
Well, it's Mike. I would make the argument for a technicality if there's not a lake.
Yeah.
Okay, so So it's not. I don't think it's Denmark. I don't think it's Netherlands. I don't think it's Belgium. I don't think it's France, Spain, or What about Andorra? Andorra is in the mountains, in between Spain and France.
Mm-hmm. What's the capital city, though?
Andorra City? I don't know. You need the city or the country, Mike?
I just need the city.
You just need the city.
Yeah,
if you gave me the country, you would be able to give me the city, I think. But
I think you were. In the right direction, more
Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe. That's got to be where
the only capital I can think to name over there that's not Ukraine is going to be Sarajevo in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I don't know of a better guess than that.
That's fine. I mean, whatever you want to go with. I don't know. So
we're gonna go Sarajevo.
Wrong person for this.
I know that Croatia hogs the Adriatic Sea. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Bosnia and Herzegovina with Sarajevo.
So I phrased this question, the only capital city that's not situated on a body of water, but believe it or not, it's actually the only capital city that's not in Europe that is not situated on a river. The Miljacka River goes through Sarajevo. I had to look that up. So there is a river that goes through Sarajevo. The city that does not have a river going through it or situated by it is Madrid. Really?
I know it was in the middle of Spain, but I figured it's on the Iberian Peninsula. There's got to be something.
I just keep thinking Spain. I mean, Spain had some
right.
water,
Spain's
so
surrounded by water, but there's
so
nothing.
I just didn't think about like Madrid. Okay.
Yeah, I pulled it up on a map and I was like, oh yeah, ain't no river
I mean,
anywhere
I know
there.
there's plenty of water.
Well, there ain't no sunshine when she low, so I'll take it.
Yeah, that is true.
Damn, that's a good question, Mike.
That's a good question.
I genuinely was like, he could get this right away or not. I don't know what is known among you geography files.
Like what like every place seems to have some kind of.
Exactly.
You're right. There is not a river near there. There's a couple of small lakes, but there's nothing.
Yeah. All right, and Chris, your final question of the evening, excluding guessing what the theme of my questions are. Your final question, the category is bourbon.
Ooh.
Can I phone a friend?
What's that?
I'm going to need to phone a friend. You can't stop me. It's my game. Jeffrey, you're helping me.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
It's my game, damn it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. He might win.
It is disputed as to whether Elijah Craig is truly the inventor of bourbon as claimed by Heaven Hill Distilleries. However, what is not disputed is that prior to founding his first distillery, Elijah Craig held what profession?
Okay, I'm going to enlist the help of Nikki, Marissa, and Leah as well.
Just bring them all in.
Let's all get on this. Collective
Stay
brain.
at home,
right?
Dad.
I'm the only one not telling you the answer?
Do you know the answer?
Yeah, I know the goddamn answer.
Okay, let me...
Oh.
You know the... Okay, so Elijah Craig had what profession? It's either stay-at-home dad, apparently, or mixologist, or barista. So, like, Kentucky is famous for their kernels, but that's not necessarily a profession. It's more of a title you get in Kentucky. So, Jeffrey, what do you think? I have no idea.
Well, what else could you be famous for in Kentucky?
Could be a jockey or a horse owner.
You also could be living in the Bible Belt.
Could you be a pastor or a coal miner?
You could be a pastor. Elijah Craig could be Pastor Craig. Man, that's a church I'd join right now.
I am in.
Yeah, let's go. You want to go pastor? You want to go reverend? It's Southern Baptist, I'm assuming. So I don't know what they call their leaders. Pastor?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know that.
Leah, your mom goes to
like a
Southern
preacher.
Baptist Church. What do they call their pastor? Is it a pastor or is it a
They
reverend?
call him a pastor.
Yeah, we'll go with a pastor. He's a church pastor, sure.
What I have written down is Baptist preacher, but I know he was known as Reverend Elijah Craig. So
I would give that
10 points to Ligori.
That's 10 points to Jeffrey, my friend. The dude in the Blue
Well,
Jays
whoever
cap.
you want to give him to,
Okay,
my
well, these
friend.
were only worth 5 points per round. So
Is that what I said? 5 points. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember.
we'll
That's
give you
right.
10 points,
You're right.
whatever.
It was only 5 points because the additional 10 points was offered to Chris if he could guess what the theme of all these questions were. Chris, do you have any guesses as to what the theme of these questions were?
Right now you have 91 points, so if you can get the bonus, you hit over 100.
So, this is not going to come as a shock to anyone that knew me in college, but I'm not good at taking notes. I don't remember any of the questions.
It was
I remember Billy D. Williams.
Billy Williams.
William Williams.
Billy Williams. We had the vice presidents. We had Batman and Bourbon.
Batman.
And
like
geography space.
And Madrid.
These are all like questions that tie to me.
Yeah, they are.
Is there another hidden meaning here?
There is another hidden meaning here. Yes.
I'm gonna phone all 4 of my friends. Nikki, Marissa, Jeffrey, Leah, help me out.
Oh Lord.
What were all the
I
answers
never know
again?
what Mike has up his sleeve.
So the answers were Billy Williams. They were Andrew Johnson, John Tyler. Oh, you're making me do this again. Millard Fillmore and
Cleveland?
And Chester Arthur.
Chester A. Arthur. Oh, yeah, Chester A. Arthur. Fillmore. God.
Well, it's not something that all the answers have in common. It could be the questions too.
That's right. It's just a general theme running through all the questions.
Okay.
Vice presidents, Cubs. The theme is Chris.
Baseball, presidents, comics, geography, alcohol.
Mike, I'm gonna be.
Is the theme Chris?
The theme, the Chris is one theme, but if you want me to tell you the other theme, I will tell you.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I don't know. I'm not smart.
Well, Chris, the theme to all these questions has been things that, like Stanley Kubrick, have absolutely nothing to do with the film Psycho, and that's my one per cast.
So brilliant.
I'm sorry. I love you, buddy. I had to do it.
Happy birthday to me, damn it.
Yay!
Happy birthday to you, sir.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Oh my!
I hope you enjoyed your questions. I had a fun time writing mine.
That was great.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Happy birthday to Chris for our very special Happy Birthday, Chris extravaganza. Find us on the socials. Google us. Whatever. Just type in our name in any search engine or social media and you'll find us. And that concludes this episode of the Pub Trivia Experience. I've been Leah.
I've been Chris.
I'm Marissa.
I'm Jeff.
Nikki?
And Mike.
Have a great evening, or day, or morning, or whatever, whenever you're listening to us. Whatever.
Have a great life.